All right, there we go. Now we can talk about the latest news.
Okay, look this thing up, people. All you people who are afraid of the Chinese and the Russian hypersonic missiles. As of Sunday, there was a press release, and we saw it on Yahoo.com, that we have a 100 kilowatt laser deployable on trucks for the U.S. Army. 100 kilowatt turreted lasers on trucks. We have overnight obsoleted every single hypersonic missile that's being developed by our so-called enemies and our allies. We have also obsoleted every known gunpowder cannon out there. Our Paladins no longer are state-of-the-art. Artillery, as we have known it, is obsoleted for the second time in 100 years.
What about tanks?
Tanks.
Obsolete.
Tanks as we know them, obsolete. 100 kilowatts is a lot of energy. And it's in a blink of an eye. So if your laser designator can see it, it dies.
Well, I mean, damn.
That's speed of light. It's just the computers can calculate all this stuff within 3 to 4 seconds. Oops.
Yeah, definitely oops. Sorry about that.
Yeah, our so-called cheap little thing
There you go. Anyway, we're talking about the latest laser tech that came out in the news. And the artist's rendition of it, they painted it, looked like it was mounted on an FMTV. FMTVs are kind of like a pickup, like a large pickup truck. The same ones I drove around in Iraq with. And looks like they mounted this damn thing on the back of one of those.
Yep, and the emitter looks just like one of those infrared TV camera things that are on the Abrams that stick out the top of the tank. About that size. That's the emitter housing. We've entered a whole new era of come at me, buddy. It doesn't matter what you got. No other country on the planet has deployable laser weapons on trucks. The truck could be out there 20 miles out from a target. It could see the tanks on the horizon. Tanks can't see it.
Wow. Yeah. And didn't they say that they gonna build a whole bunch of them?
Yeah, they got a contract for about $500 million, and they can make about 100 or 200 of these things and get them out there. That's a nice little air defense thing. You don't need the Gatling guns no more.
What about keeping the damn things out of the hands of the Russians or the Chinese or whatever? What about that? That's the problem. Now, if we keep close tabs on all these vehicles, of course,
which we can,
but we got to keep somebody from trying to take one of these fucking things. You know, some jackass decides he's going to get drunk one day and he's going to decide to drop in and jump in an FMTV with one of these lasers mounted and take it for a fucking joyride. Kind of like what happened with the hell was it? Ohio National Guard officer that took an APC out for a joyride. I mean, what's going to keep people from taking pictures of it?
Well, it's already public knowledge. They made a press release, so they want the world to know. I think we are the only ones that can make the lenses for these lasers. I think Russia and everybody else is about 30, 40 years behind us.
Well, I mean, look at their tank tech, first of all. Their tank tech is kind of not that good. And we kind of proved it during the Iraq War, Desert Storm, and Afghanistan.
Yeah, they left their metallurgy stopped in the 50s from everything I'm reading.
Yeah,
they went to the I don't care anymore. What does it matter when the heat shows can just go right through it, so fuck it.
Yeah, it's been one of our biggest arguments for the longest time. Especially with the Russian fanboys. Yeah. Russian tank fanboys you find on these video games like War Thunder. And
yeah, they think the Russian tanks are the best stuff.
They think they're the best stuff, which they're not. They were proven in South Africa during the Bush Wars that Russian equipment is nothing but junk. They had, if even remember the famous Toyota War, the Great Toyota War. They had guys with Toyota trucks with rockets mounted on them, blowing up the latest Russian vehicles back during the African border wars. So, I mean, I don't know. But the idea with this new laser truck vehicle thing is pretty friggin' crazy. I think some of the limitations, I think, of this laser is they can't fire through mountains, they can't fire through... Maybe they can fire through buildings, I don't know. What do you think? But I know they can't go through mountains.
You got a point.
And I still think you're going to need artillery.
Yeah, I think you're right, because artillery can blow up buildings. Laser weapons are direct energy, line of sight kind of deal.
Yeah, line of sight, exactly. You're still going to have your paladins out there lobbing shit like this. Woo!
So, I guess tank guns are obsolete.
Yep. Tanks? But tanks you can also do indirect fire with too, though. They can take the barrel up and just fire over.
Well, maybe they'll start putting out two different types of tanks.
Maybe.
They'll put one for the demolition charges for taking out bunkers and stuff. And then you'll maybe have two laser emitters.
Maybe. That'd be kind of fucking badass. Oh, we got ourselves a Ricky Racer behind us. What a fucking asshole. What, are you too... What? Not going fast enough for you, dude? We're doing fucking 50 miles an hour on the 45.
Yeah, he's in a fucking hurry.
So, you know, so we saw this, like I said, during the, during the news thing, which was pretty, is pretty wild.
It could be hyperboil.
It might be hyperboil. It could be.
It might be, but
dude, a laser truck though, that's pretty fucking crazy.
It's kind of frightening in a lot of ways. So, guys, in the comments, if you guys can verify this independently, leave some comments. Let's start a discussion on what a new world this is as of this week, where the United States once again did an end run on the enemy, and we have a lot of enemies.
Yep.
China is screaming and yelling about how they got a hypersonic missile. Russia's going, we got a hypersonic ballistic missile. Doesn't matter anymore if we're deploying laser weapons. We are deploying laser weapons. If we could put it on a truck, we could put it on a carrier. If we could put it on a carrier,
we could put it on a plane. You can put it on a destroyer, put it on an airplane, put it on a submarine.
Yeah.
Think about that. That'd be kind of crazy. So there you go. This is a video talking about the new U.S. Army. I think it is Army, right? Because it looked like it was on an FM TV. So I saw that on the FM TV. So I guess the new Army FM TV mounted pretty laser thing. So there you go. We're going to... Guys want to talk about it, that's fine. If you don't want to throw me a line, or you can give me a fuck you, it's up to you.
Come on, be civil about it, folks. Enough with the fucking trolling. Let's all grow up for once.
Cool.